Excuse me. Okay, hello again. My name is Thomas. Today's video is a follow-up commentary on the last video, where I did a blind commentary on the previous on the Bird Box. So it's where on that one I was wearing a blindfold the first time I ever watched it, and you can probably see the video in the selection of my videos. This is a follow-up commentary where I will have sound and visual. I'm not going to put on the blindfold today. And I'm going to discuss the movie as it's playing, and also I'm going to discuss like my thoughts on what I got right, what I got wrong, what my thoughts were when I was blindfolded versus now, things like that. So you can watch along too. I'll let you know when to hit play. So here we go. There will be no audio coming through the TV because of copyright, but go ahead, just let me know what you think, and make sure at time's at 0, and then go ahead and press play now. All right, it says Netflix presents something I didn't see because I was blindfolded. Okay, see, in this scene here, I thought they were like inside a cabin when I heard the radio and stuff. That's what I was thinking was inside the cabin. This is some nice scenery with the river. All right, so this bird is blue. It's a neat color blue. I like this bird. See, I wasn't expecting the bird to be in an actual cage. I was thinking more of what they're putting the bird in now. Okay, I was thinking we were going. Okay, I didn't count this. The rope thingy. I didn't think that thing would come in until like way later when I heard like a whine near the end of the film. I was I was thinking more of like a wooden lake, not like a riverbank like this. I was thinking more of like a dock with the boat against the dock. I did think the boat. I was pretty right about the boat. I was thinking more kind of green. and like a little smaller. Other than that, kind of what I liked. Okay, so she's painting. Okay, well, now I know how long ago it was, 5 years. I didn't have to do the math in my head. It says right there, 5 years. So is she painting over this painting? That is a kind of a neat painting. I like it. So I noticed there's a little painting of like a alien or like a little kid thingy, like hunched down like this in the back. I wonder if that's like foreshadow to what these creatures are supposed to look like. Okay, it might be because of what she's wearing, but I can't tell she's pregnant. Which mean, I figured the actor herself is not pregnant, but I mean, okay, now I can a little bit. It was just the way it was she was standing earlier. This looks like a standard, kind of nice looking hospital. I like the thing. That's neat that that's someone on the phone. It seems like everybody's on their phone. I like this doctor. So I'm doing this a couple days after I watched it, after the first video. I still don't know why she asked that. I mean, not that, but the is it chunky? The oh, so that's the same lady as before, the one in the red that they saw earlier. See, I was thinking more of less of a glass overpass window and more of a like you know those glass windows in like schools and buildings where it's got like glass inside a metal thing. I was thinking that that's what they were doing. Like, okay, so this I should have called it as a ambulance. I was thinking police car when I heard the sirens in the playthrough. Not playthrough. Last listen through. I don't know why, but I thought she was the one driving, not the sister. Okay, so that's a big fireball. I was thinking like a big monster or something. I was also thinking more of a truck, not a. Yeah, I was thinking their vehicle is more like a truck, like an older truck from like Smallville or something, red. Which it is an older vehicle, but this is more of a different type of car, like a older like station wagon or something. So far, this is very interesting. Wonder if we actually get to see what these creatures look like. Baby carriage? So I wonder if this guy that she's kind of following, that we keep getting glimpses to, is the guy she ends up with later in the film. How does how does she know that? Does she know this lady? I don't recall that. Okay, so I was thinking more of like fog or something running around this lady. Not the one that's walking the street that's calling for her mom. Because it sounded like they did this weird wispy uh sound. I called it. That is DB Wong. He's such a good actor. Again, I'm not sure how the first lady uh knew that she was pregnant. The one that ran out into the street. I mean, I can tell that I understand that the person who was next to him is like, this lady is pregnant, understood, but because he's standing right next to her, but how did the first lady know? Because she was really far away, and she doesn't look that far along. I mean, she's far along enough for the baby to be a small melon, but from that distance, I don't know if you could actually tell that. Okay, so it is a shotgun. I was thinking more like an older double barrel shotgun. I wonder if the people who make this movie, like horses. I wonder if that's why they decided to use horses, or if the fact that I remember that she had like her dad worked with horses. I remember that that's a reveal, but it seems interesting that they would choose horses. I mean, always know the distinction between hurt yourself and kill yourself. Well, I mean, not always make sure you understand the difference between makes you kill yourself and makes you hurt yourself. There is a distinction, and it's a very big distinction when dealing with monsters. I still don't get what's with this guy. I understand he's popping pills and stuff, but you would think that in a situation like this and everything's going crazy, it seems a bit of a stretch to believe that someone would just discount that in a matter of great crisis like this. So I kind of thought they were a little closer to the front door in this scene. It seems like they're a little further, like toward the back of the house. I was thinking of the front room of this house to look a little more like a big, kind of like the opening area of a mansion, possibly, like with the fireplace. Okay, so they've been on the river for 6 hours, according to this. I find that interesting. I like that they tell us how long they've been on the river. I don't know if you necessarily need that, but I like the fact that they do that. Okay, so this is more like a walkie-talkie radio. I was thinking more of those, like the tiny, like the older, like phone-looking ones. Like the ones that have a strap and stuff. Okay, so I thought that the entrance of the house was a little more like what they were sitting in, like around that kitchen area, like before where they are now. Okay, I like that she has the gun. I thought he had the gun, not the guy at the door, but the other guy, the guy who's telling them don't open the door, the bald guy. Okay, lady, putting your hands like this is not gonna help. Okay, you looked a little quick for that. I still think there's something to that. That the people who are surviving longer are pregnant. So I've thought about this guy's plan, the guy who plays DB Duong. Um, I still kind of think it's dumb because I kind of called that it wouldn't work, but that might just be because I'm watching. Like I know that I'm watching a movie, like that's supernatural. It's not a bad idea. Okay, so I like what they're doing here. This plan makes more sense now that I can actually see how they're implementing it. But I thought she was in the room with him, like and off to the side, and I didn't realize he was tied to the chair. Like I thought she would check up. She was checking in on him ever so often, and he was just there sitting and looking at the thing. But I still think that's a dumb reason to sue. But I mean, people nowadays don't need a reason to sue per se. I mean, in order to sue someone, you have to have an actual reason, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Also, when he said heat and stuff, I was thinking more of like a like thermal, like shades of like. I didn't think the monitors would be black and white. I thought the monitors would be more thermal looking, like shades of, like a thermal. Is he banging his head on the thing? Is that the noise I heard? Yes, you did. Okay, that was since smart of him to grab her from behind like that. I mean, I understand she's trying to get her to go away so she's not just staring at a dead body in shock, but kind of the way he grabbed her from behind didn't necessarily seem. I like that she's being nice to this lady. Is it just me, or is those windows not covered up adequately? It looks like the windows are covered up from the outside with paper. Like, did they have enough time to go outside and cover them up? Did he just come from outside? Because it looks like that door should like come from outside. Also, that scene. I also previously when I did it without with the blindfold on, I thought that scene was like a further flashback, and we got to see her baby daddy. Right. So this gun looks completely different than what I thought. I was thinking more of like an older like revolver, like like an older like Western gun, not necessarily like a six shooter, but or like a smaller like yeah. What does she stab him with? Okay, so this is more like a machete. The sound effect that they do for this, especially when she throws it and when she's whacking him, it sounds a little more like scissors. When you're just listening to it, like I'm thinking like like shears, like like cooking shears. They're like scissors, but they're heavier. Or like the type of shears that you would use to like shear sheep with. I agree. Okay, so I did call the GPS being part of the car. I just thought the car was more of an SUV and less of a smaller car. I still think this is stupid. I still think this is the dumbest idea ever. I also thought they were driving with blindfolds on, not driving with uh okay, so this is a little smarter than what I thought. I still think it's a horribly stupid idea. But I thought they were listening to the drive to the GPS saying how far and stuff. That guy kind of looks like this guy who just attacked her in the boat. I mean, I do realize chronologically speaking, he hasn't attacked her yet, but I still think this is an incredibly stupid idea, and still don't quite think this is exactly how GPSs work. Because while it's telling you how far you are, it's not doing it to the exact thing. So if you, like, say for instance, it tells you to turn left, you're not going to automatically, like, where you are on the exact GPS is not exactly where you're at on the road. Okay, so something just flew over. This is interesting. And then, of course, GPSs don't work in parking lots properly. So there's literally no way to know where exactly you're at in the parking lot because of the way GPSs work. How do you know that that's a pillar, though? You're behind her. On the other side of the car, it looked like. That is a really weird way to lock up your building. I'm just saying. Like, if you're locking your building up with a padlock, either your building's no longer your building and it's being shut down by the government, or the city in this case, where you live in a very bad part of town. I was also thinking this place looked a little more like a Walmart, like a supercenter, and less like a standard grocery store. which would have explained why he asked for electronics here. And should you really be? I understand it's a survival situation. What is it? Oh, diapers. I like that he's being reassuring. I'm still not sure. Okay, so they have a bird in the store or out of the store? They have a bird inside the store. Okay. So is this like a pet, like a pet and grocery store? I'm not sure grocery stores are allowed to have birds inside. Why would you? Is this really the right time? I understand it's the end of the world and stuff, but is this really the right time to get drunk? I mean, especially this drunk. That's a good argument. Don't. So, something I noticed, there is, if you're already a little bit crazy, then they have more of a survival. Like they become the people who can survive without the masks, not the masks, but with while seeing. And what is with this? This will not protect you. I've never seen that much blood before in my life in general, but would it be that black? Because this looks like tar. Would it be this like tar colored? Yeah, he is. He is a bit of a jerk. I liked what he said, but I think yeah, I agree. He's a bit of a jerk. Okay, so I thought this was kind of a scene, uh, a later scene. Like, I thought they woke up and heard them leaving with the car, not like them being awake in the kitchen talking. Okay, so they've been on the river for 24 hours. Okay, so this is exactly how I figured she was going to get back to the boat and find her way. She's carrying this twine stuff. Okay, I thought she was using the sound from the wind chimes to like I thought she was carrying it with her and she was trying to use like a form of echolocation to kind of tell where things were using the wind chimes. Okay, why would you take your blindfold off right this minute? Okay, so she's in a hospital-like thing. Looked like a cat. Oh, I bet this is like a summer camp. I don't know if that's a good spot to put that. And two, how did what happened to the kids? There were already stuff all over the windows. So what happened to the kids? I also, for some reason, thought her blindfold would be red. Yeah, she told you to stay in the boat. I agree that she should be upset with you. I like this house. This house is neat. I like the way it's laid out. Okay, so they're on the river again. Been 28 hours. I'm going to assume that they're including the Okay, so this guy looked completely different from what I was thinking. I was thinking more of a skinny face. Like, skinny, wild, crazy looking guy. Like, have you ever seen the? If you've ever seen the guy who plays the villain on on Jackie Chan's The Medallion, that's kind of what he looked like. Is what I thought he looked like. So it seems like the crazy like people who are crazy can look at them without killing themselves. I still agree with him. I remember that this guy becomes, from what I heard through the thing the last time, that I still agree with this guy. I like that she's being comforting. Oh, okay. That cat. Okay, so the cat's not a real cat. And the dog is probably not a real dog. I was thinking real cat, and I'm like, where's this cat that I keep hearing about? Okay, so 38 uh, hours on the river. That's about a day and a half. I do agree that this is kind of a selfish choice. Um, I like the transition of that of the water on the water with the song, with this song and the. That smile isn't creepy at all. Are they both going into labor at the same time? And I thought the sound of her pouring the water. Okay, yeah, this sound and the sound before were both water breaking. Okay, so they're both going to labor at the same time. Okay, so I kind of thought someone was actually playing the piano and not uh, a record player. Those are actually pretty good paintings. Not paintings, drawings. Okay, so the other guy that we saw in the river. Okay, so I'm not sure what's going on here. What I'm saying is, did it not affect him as bad? Because the other guy seemed. Okay, so before I get back on that, I'll talk about this scene. Uh, I didn't realize when just listening that he was on out in like locked in the garage. I thought like he'd walked in and he found the guy like found the birds in the freezer. Okay, so there's a problem with this that I didn't notice on the because I didn't realize where they were in the house in relation, and it's not where I thought they were. Uh, could most garages have a button on the inside that you could push? And then did it not affect him as much as the guy on the river? Because the guy on the river seemed very, very violent, just in general. But this guy, he seems more cunning and like thought of. So this is interesting. So okay, so the scissors that she's holding in her hand right now, those were the type of scissors I thought she stabbed that guy with. And when I was blindfolded. I thought he was a little closer to the door and was walking more like this, like, Mallory, give me the children. Like the like in the old Dawn of the Dead, or Night of the Living Dead, where it's like, Martha, they're coming for you, like kind of like that. Okay, so I thought he was dying in this scene, or like the crazy guy, not like I thought he was like bleeding from the neck when he was like, "I'm so sorry you didn't get to see." Like I thought that was like his dying words. Something I'd like to know is how did they get out of the house? The car's gone. So how did they get where they're going? Like where they are now? Because it doesn't look like they're in the same place. Okay, well maybe they are in the same place. Okay, so I thought they were actually like during this scene. I thought they were actually closer to the river, like in the boat, and they were all blindfolded. So, how did they repair the windows upstairs? There's some cool toys. These toys are so cool nowadays. You know, strawberry allergies are rather common. This would this would turn out very, very differently if one of those kids were allergic to strawberry. See, when he was asking for the babies, I thought he was walking a little more like this guy is with the gun. With the, "They're coming to get you." It's a beautiful thing. Okay, the gun he's carrying. That's the kind of gun I thought she had in the boat. I guess that is a 6-shooter, isn't it? Not that I think she would get enough, a lot of time. I wonder if she still paints. Like in those 5 years, I wonder if she ever like continued to paint. Seems like something she was really passionate about. Okay, so now we're up at the back at the beginning. He died. Tom died. It was sad. So they've been on the river for 2 days. Looks like they're about to hit the rapids. She does look a little. This child actress kind of looks like her mom. Okay, so this is very, 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 very dangerous. River rafting in general is kind of dangerous, but doing it blindfolded, that's way more dangerous. However, these rapids don't look, well, at this angle they look very bad, but further back they didn't look quite as bad. Okay, she is very lucky that she doesn't just capsize the boat. by doing this blindfolded. Also, this type of rowboat, I can't imagine is very okay. Well, there the boat capsizes. Is very safe to go river rafting in. Okay, the way she's saying "girl, boy," and she's in the water and stuff, it's almost like she's saying Marco Polo. I know that's a very intense scene, but also when I was blindfolded, I thought they'd already washed to shore. I mean, they were still kind of like she did, but I just thought they were a little further like out, like and stuff. So this is interesting. How does she know he's about to take his blindfold off? Can she hear what the whatever it is telling them? Because up until now, it seemed to be that you could only hear what they're telling you. You couldn't hear what they were telling other people. Like earlier, she couldn't hear the lady's mom's voice. She could just hear her calling her mother, like mom, mom. You know what I mean? I wasn't something when I was listening. I wasn't thinking this type of forest. I didn't think of this much like bottom greenery. Seems like very moist bottom greenery. I was thinking a little more drier, like woods. I mean, they are in the woods, but I was thinking more of like the type of woods you think of when you think of the story of Little Red Riding Hood. Oh, that's neat. I didn't call that at all. I didn't call that at all. I like that. I like that they address that because I personally would not have thought of. Well, does it affect people who can't see, who are blind? I like that they've included that and addressed that issue. Okay, I kind of think of it that it's a bit of a coincidence that her doctor survived. So, do they have gardens and stuff? Because I don't think I've seen any gardens. And you would at least need some type of like gardens or a steady food supply or something. Or a community like this would not survive for very long. Alright, and it's over. Thank you for joining me this time. Um, I hope you guys liked the recap. If you haven't yet, go back and watch the blind commentary. Uh, because I've uh, talked a little bit about it in this video. Um, yeah, it's good. I liked it. I got a lot of things wrong. It's interesting watching something blindfolded for the first time and then watching it watching it and seeing what you've got right, what you've got wrong, things of that nature. Um, I liked what I got right. I think it's kind of cool. So anyway, join me next time. I'm not going to tell you what the next video is going to be. This is probably going to be a whole series where I watch something for the first time that I've never watched or I'm un- mostly unfamiliar with. I might do Supernatural. I might do other shows. Most of them probably will not be movies. Most of the time. The next one, you'll definitely enjoy it. I think it'll be a little bit of an interesting experiment doing. The next one. So please join me and see you next time. Comment down below what you liked about this.